Hey, what is going on everyone? So in today's video, we're going to be talking about the Apple ecosystem and how it could actually help you do better in school. Now, this is just my opinion. Not everybody will agree with this, but in this video, I'm going to be explaining why I think having more Apple products would actually benefit you in school. I'm going to be talking about 4 different levels of Apple products that you could have. Level 1 is going to be the base level, and level 4 is going to be the max level and the most Apple products you could have that will help you do well in school. Again, this is just my opinion, and I know having a lot of Apple products is expensive, and I didn't get all these at 1 year. This took me a while to get all of these Apple products. Obviously, it's going to be hard for you if you don't have Apple products now to go to level 4 right away, but I would recommend that you at least start with a base model, especially if you were in school, because in my opinion, it is a very good investment for school and will help you get your work done much quicker. Now, the reason why I think Apple products are the best for school is because of their cloud system, iCloud files. Now, let me show you guys an example. Let's say I were to screenshot Google, okay? So I'm gonna do Command-Shift-4, we're gonna screenshot Google. Now, as you guys can see, right when I screenshot Google, it goes to the bottom right of my screen. It comes in over here into my desktop, and not only that, but now on my iPad and on my iPhone, you're gonna see that the screenshot comes up. So right here, I have it on my iPad, screenshot opened, and on my iPhone. So right away, I can access the screenshot right away. I don't need to wait to send it to my computer, or I don't need to wait to do all of that jazz. Really, everything happens right away, and it's all automated. That is kind of like one of the big pros of having all these Apple products, is that it is all automated, and you don't really have to worry about sending the information to one another. And this applies for anything. Right when I put my information into iCloud files, if you guys take a look over here on iCloud files, right when I put anything into this folder, I can access it on my iPad. As you guys can see, everything that I do, I can access it right here. And the same thing on my iPhone. I could also access it over here in my, so this is my Waterloo folder, but this is everything on my iCloud drive. And if I go even more in depth into the desktop, you can see the screenshot I just took. Same with on my iPad. If I go to the desktop, which I can't find at the moment, there you go. You'll be able to see the screenshot that I took. Now we'll actually filter it, so it could be we will filter it into date, and now you could see here is the screenshot that I just took. So let's get started with the video, and the first thing we're gonna talk about is level 1. Level 1 is actually having 2 Apple products, and the first one is probably the number 1 Apple product I recommend you have, and that is a MacBook. Now, there are plenty of MacBooks out there, whether it's the MacBook Air, the MacBook Pro, the MacBook Pro with the M1 Pro chip, or the M1 Max chip, but my recommendation is really just starting at the base. Really, the M1 MacBook Air is way more advanced than you need even for school, and you could actually get it for a fairly cheap price for a laptop, especially for Apple products. One thing that I recommended in my videos where I compare different Apple products and which ones I think are best for students, I talk about how the MacBook Air, you could actually get it for cheaper if you go on the Apple student website. I think the Canadian price for that is 1,169 Canadian dollars, which is actually very cheap for an Apple product. Now, you might be asking yourself, why should I get the base MacBook Air? Won't that not be a very good laptop, and over time it's going to start to get bad? Well, actually, that's not the case, because the new M1 chips work very well in the new laptops, where myself, the M1 chip is actually more than enough for me just to edit my YouTube videos that are in 4K. Now, if you're writing documents, creating lab reports, going through lecture slides, you're taking notes, then the M1 is actually even overkill for you. But you're getting the base model and the cheapest model, and it's still most beneficial for you. Now, the second Apple product I would recommend in the level 1 phase, and this is the final one, is an iPhone. Now, there are plenty of iPhones out there, and yes, iPhones are very, very expensive if you get them new. However, you can easily go on Facebook Marketplace, or here in Canada, we have online resellers and local resellers called Kijiji. These places, you can actually get iPhones for much cheaper. You don't need to get the most up-to-date, newest iPhone with a high storage capacity, dropping like $2,000 on an iPhone. In my opinion, that is useless unless you have an iPhone beforehand, you're selling it and you're getting the newest one, and you want to use it for long term. What I would recommend is you either buy a used iPhone, or you buy one of the older models on Apple, again from the Apple student website. This way you can get the discount while also reaping the benefits of having an Apple ecosystem. Now, the reason why I put actually the iPhone and the Mac in level 1 is that the Mac is very used in school. All students know that you need a laptop for school. Some students use an iPad, but at the end of the day, you're using something that you type with. So that is, non-negotiable. You need a computer. Now, the reason why I put iPhone in level 1 is because all students have a phone. Let's be honest, everybody has a phone. It would be best beneficial if you had a phone that works in the Apple ecosystem. A realistic example that I found is that when I'm in the gym or when I'm on the go and I want to access a file quickly, or send a PowerPoint to my friend, or send a document to my friend, I can do that all on my phone because I have access to it right away. A lot of times people ask me questions relating to school, and I just send them my work so I can explain the explanation very quickly, and I can do that all while I'm on the go instead of having to go home and look through my files, look through my notes, look through my computer, and do all that. When I have the Apple ecosystem, this all works very, very well. Now we're going to move on to level 2. And the only thing that changes from level 1 to level 2 is now in level 2 you have an iPad. Now, I've made like so many previous videos talking about how important the iPad is if you want to take notes by hand in class. Yes, again, it's pricey, but like I said, these are all investments and that will help you do well in school, and they will definitely reap the benefits if you are using them wisely. I would actually recommend that you get the iPad with the Apple Pencil, not the iPad alone. Now, the iPad is cool and all, but if you don't use it with the Apple Pencil, honestly, it's just basically a big iPhone. There's really no point of it. But I've made videos on how important it is and how good it is if you use it for Notability or GoodNotes or any other note-taking platform. Again, because you're writing things by hand, so that is very important because it helps you ingrain it into your long-term memory when you write things by hand. But not only that, now it's also well-versed into your Apple ecosystem. So if you want to take notes by typing them, now you can use your computer. Or if you want to take notes by writing them by hand, now you could use your iPad. And at the same time, again, if you're on the go, you could access your written notes on your iPad and your typed notes from your computer all on your phone. And that essentially sums up level 2. Now we're going to talk about level 3. Level 3 is taking things up again one notch, and that is getting AirPods or AirPods Pro. Now, these are AirPods. Now, I personally actually don't have AirPods or AirPods Pro. I actually have these Sony headphones that I use for school. The reason why I don't have AirPods or AirPods Pro is because personally, I don't see a benefit for my life. Just because I have more than one Bluetooth headphone, so I'm like, I don't need another one. I care more about sound quality and noise canceling and, you know, having a long battery duration. So that's personally why I don't have AirPods or the AirPods Pro. However, if you are a student and you're not very big on tech like I am, then I would recommend getting AirPods or AirPods Pro. Now, the reason why I'm saying that is because when you open all of these Apple devices, your phone, your Mac, your iPad, and you're listening to many different things on these devices, it becomes a hassle to connect your Bluetooth to every single one of them separately. The good thing about AirPods is literally you flick it open and it pops up on your computer and you literally press connect right away. It knows which computer you're using or which Apple device you're using, and it automatically connects to them. You don't need to worry about switching between different Bluetooth devices. Me, as kind of a guy that loves tech, I don't mind doing that because I do care much more about sound quality and battery life and noise canceling and all these other factors that a lot of people actually don't care about. Personally, I do. But for ease of use and for flexibility and for portability, the AirPods come very, very handy. Now, another reason why I'm recommending the AirPods is because of the charger cables. Now, think about it. You're having so many products with you. You have your MacBook that you're charging with USB-C, or the newer one where you're charging with the MagSafe. Then you have lightning cable on your iPhone, and now you have USB-C on your iPad. You don't want to get another headphones that uses like a micro USB cable. You don't want to get something like that. What I would recommend is getting the AirPods because they also use lightning cable just like your phone. So every time you go out of the house, you're probably going to take 2 cables with you, the lightning cable and the USB-C cable, and that is basically it for your setup. And the final level, which is actually the max level, and the one that I kind of have, minus the AirPods of course, is incorporating 2 more Apple products. Now, the first one is actually AirTags. Now, this is an AirTag. As you guys can see, AirTags are something that you can use to locate your devices or locate, actually it technically isn't locating your devices because you put it on non-Apple products. So I have it on my keys and I have it in my backpack. So whenever I go to school and I take my backpack with me, I always have an AirTag in here to ensure that if I ever lose my backpack, I can locate it with the AirTags. All I literally have to do is go on the iPhone app, sound an alarm, and it's gonna sound on the AirTag. Now let me show you exactly how AirTags work. So if I press play a sound, listen to this. You hear that? So the AirTag starts making a sound and I can locate it better. Now, the cool thing about AirTags is, yes, they might not be connected to Wi-Fi or a cellular network. Anytime an iPhone or a Mac, an iPad, any Apple product moves past the AirTag, whether it's yours or someone else's, it automatically updates its location. A friend of mine actually lives in Alberta, which is West Canada. He wanted me to ship him a graphics card for his computer, and I actually put an AirTag in the package because, you know, there was a lot of theft with graphics cards, and I could tell where the location was because, I don't know, maybe the courier, the guy that was picking up, or the girl or whoever it was picking up the graphics card had an iPhone with them, and this was updating its location automatically. This is very, very important so that you never lose your bag because, you know, I've had my fair share of forgetting where my bag was or losing it or whatever the case may be. AirTags come very good and handy. Now, the final item is actually an Apple Watch. Now, this, in my opinion, is actually not necessary. This is kind of overkill, really. Now, because I'm a big Apple fanboy, I have an Apple Watch because regardless, I would have a watch on me at all times. So I was like, might as well get an Apple Watch. But in my opinion, it's kind of useless. But if you do really want to take yourself to the next level, then yeah, an Apple Watch would become beneficial. I guess the only things I really use it for was I would actually add all my classes and my deadlines into the calendar. And a week before, I would always get a notification on my watch saying, you know, biology test next week, statistics exam next week, or whatever the case may be. I would always get a notification on my watch, or as you guys probably already know, messages, calls, whatever, they all come on your watch. Useless, Yeah, so that's why I wouldn't really recommend it much. But if you do have the extra money to spend, why not get an Apple Watch? I really hope you guys enjoyed this video and you understood why I actually use a lot of Apple products, and it all comes down really to the cloud software system. There are other companies that do it like Dropbox, OneDrive, Google Drive, but in my opinion, they don't work as well as iCloud files. Don't get me wrong, I do use Google Drive, OneDrive, and Dropbox for various different things, but when it comes to ease of use and for school, passing information through all my products, I always go to iCloud files. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. As always, if you have any questions, leave them down below in the comments. Thank you guys so much for watching. Take care and take it easy.